Game show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. In this game, we'll see the Utah Jazz against the San Antonio Spurs. Checking out the Spurs, playing above 500 in the last few weeks. Not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. On the topic of the playoffs and the length of them, they call it the second season, Shaq. What do you look for in a playoff team as an indicator of their ability to succeed?
Well, we all live by this old montage, old adage, whatever it is. Defense wins championships. Defense is big. What I like about the playoffs, Ernie, physicality. You can't hesitate to give a foul, prevent easy buckets, a.k.a. you got to touch them up.
Got to touch them up, but experience, to me, is probably the biggest thing. Because there's no way to understand playoff basketball until you're there. And so teams that shoot a lot of free throws also has a big advantage because guys get to the line. They know they can slow the game down when things are getting bogged down offensively.
That's what my old buddy Dick Versace used to say. You know what he used to say about free throw shooting? He called it the NBA's hidden way to score. You forget about free throw shooting. The NBA's hidden.
It's hidden?
It's hidden.
I would agree with that, Dick.
Yeah, the NBA's hidden way to score. That's just dropping a little Dick Versace knowledge. Let's go courtside.
This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. With Doris Burke on her sideline. So for the Spurs, their last game, a win against Toronto. That was a great come from behind win, too. They got down but kept their heads up and fought back to win it.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the floor for San Antonio, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Martin is out there with Parker. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Duncan in at center. Now here's Hayward. Here's Gobert, and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
You know, it's been a rougher year than he expected at the line, guys. I mean, he's seen the numbers dropping off for him this year.
Well, the Spurs just don't go on losing streaks very often, Greg. One perk of being a talented veteran group.
Yeah, how about the Spurs lost 4 games in a row twice last year. Over the last decade before that, Kevin, they had only lost 4 games in a row twice. Unbelievable.
Passes it to the monster. Gobert, the screen. On its way from Hayward for 2. That went off the back iron and out. On defense, Utah. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And in that game, guys, they were just about as dominant defensively on the interior as you could ever be.
And once they got a few rejections, they had opposing scorers looking for those long arms and hands. And it caused hesitation in taking shots in there. And you look at the Spurs and how they avoid losing streaks. I mean, most teams losing 4 in a row wouldn't be such a big deal. It's only a big deal for the Spurs because they're so consistent year in and year out.
Leonard dishes to Parker. Parker with another miss.
How about him there just bodying him up to make him alter the trajectory on that shot?
Definitely some very sound defense played on that trip.
Here's the monster. He had 25 points in the win against Phoenix.
Yeah, and talk about his scoring. I mean, Kevin, with the defense trying to pressure him, he did a good job of getting them to overcommit and getting himself to the line. And as for the Spurs, a big reason they rarely go on losing streaks is that they have no bad matchups. One of only 3 teams in the NBA last year to defeat every other NBA team. Winning for this group is just second nature. It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the fourth.
A shot by Hayward, wide open, and it's Hayward again missing. Spurs have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals. Duncan with the screen for Leonard. Pass to Duncan. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Utah with the ball. After the basket by San Antonio. It's rebounded by Aldridge.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Martin kicks to Aldridge. Hits it from three-point range.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
For Utah, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. Here's the monster, covered by Parker. Gobert, the screen. Shot off the screen. No good. So the Spurs will take it the other way. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Greg Popovich had a few moments to share with me. He knows they're up against a team that plays best when they're getting to the rim. He told me that their number one concern is going to be sliding over to help on any drives and closing up any lanes to the hoop as quickly as possible. Good rotation is key, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. Silk. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Spurs foul call. Tim Duncan. That's his first personal foul.
For Utah, they have shot just 1 free throw, missing that one earlier.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Parker passes to Aldridge. Hayward grabs the board.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
Now here's Parker. He had 13 points in the win against Toronto.
And also his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
Here's the monster following the score by Kevin Martin. This is to Hayward. The three. Can't get it to go. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Leonard kicks to Parker. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
Here's Silk, and he jams it with authority.
Well, he took that defender head on and threw down the two-handed power jams.
Great power there, guys.
You just got to love that determination.
Now, here's Parker. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Duncan with the screen for Leonard. And a miss there on the triple.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out.
West is checked in for Duncan. Hayward against Leonard, and there's the pass to the monster. From 20 feet out. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
San Antonio leading. The wide open look here for Aldridge. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
It's been a very efficient first quarter for him. He's creating good opportunities and converting those that he creates.
Here is Doc. An 11-point game for him in the win against Phoenix. There's the pick. Silk passes to Hayward. 6 to shoot. Here's the monster. His second miss, now 2 of 4 on the game. San Antonio leading by 3. Here's Aldridge. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Aldridge has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Well, most coaches, usually have a go-to speech or tactic that they can use when they need it most. So we'll see if that's the case here.
George is checked in for Rudy Gobert. San Antonio also making some changes. Ginobili comes in for Kevin Martin. And it's Mills in for Parker. Utah trails by 5. Here's the monster. And the points coming for him in big bunches. His average stands at just about 29.5 points a game.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Shots good by Mills.
There's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Now, here is George. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over.
You got to do it yourself. That dunks the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Yeah, that could be an instant momentum shift. That certainly was a rim wrecker.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Passes to Doc. Inside. Nice ball movement by Utah. 5 on the clock. And here's a nice one-handed slam.
And he bangs down the one-handed.
2 very easy points right there for sure.
He'll take those all day.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. A different look for Utah. Lyles checked in for Silk. Rodney Hood comes in for Doc. And Shelvin Max subbed in for the monster. San Antonio also making some changes. There's Diaz checked in for Aldridge. And it's Kyle Anderson in for Leonard. West dishes to Mills. Here's Diaz. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You got to admire Boris Diaw. I mean, he's found a way to kind of reform his game as he's gotten older. I mean, so different than when he was new to the league.
Diaw lost his athleticism and is a slower player than before. You could argue he's more productive now, though, Clark, than ever.
Well, his game was always on the ground in my mind. He's highly skilled. He's much more cerebral on the floor than given credit. I mean, I think he is really a difficult matchup because he's crafty, he's tough, and he's experienced and skilled. Fellas, you look at Boris Diaw and say, my goodness, if he could just get in better shape. But he uses every bit of that significant backside of his to his advantage. Opponents can't get through him or around him. So he's making good use of the extra LBs.
Hayward kicks to Hood. Mills with the rebound.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. It's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
It took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
Getting back to Diao, he has a sneaky quick first step. You think he can't blow by you, then suddenly, and you know this, Greg, you're stuck to his hip as he's taking it to the rack for a and one.
You know, he's a bit like Foreman, and I'm not talking about his body.
Or the drill.
Yeah, you know, Diao plays with you a little bit, puts that body on you, lulls you to sleep, then wham, shows you up in the worst way.
Hayward kicks to Hood. Releases. It's rebounded by Boris Diaw.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Utah trails by 3. Mack, the pass to Hayward. Here's Lyles. Here's the dish to Mack. Looking for George. He gets it there. The jump hook. Rebound San Antonio.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
And here's Mills for 3. And that one's good. Mills has got a couple of threes now in the first for San Antonio.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Outside, George. There's the pick. He kicks to Hood on the arc. It's rebounded by Boris Diaw.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Ginobili left side. And the shot is good. And it's an 8-point Spurs lead. Utah calls timeout. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building, and they were able to win it for the home fans.
And in that game, they did damage in a variety of ways. They were more or less unstoppable offensively.
Showed off all of their weapons and resources at that end of the floor. Really just put on a marvelous show.
You know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
Matt Bonner, he's checked in for San Antonio. There's 1:26 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Mack. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. There's the screen. Deflects the pass. Mills with it. What a tremendous game he played against Toronto. Ginobili can't hit.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
There's 53 seconds left to play here in the first. Hayward outside. He feeds it to Hood. Just 5 on the clock. Looking for George. He gets it there. The 10-footer. Hayward can't hit.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
Wide open. Shot's good by Mills. Mills has got 8.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
There's the feed to Hood. Outside for George. Shot to stop the run. Hayward from outside. And it's Hayward again missing. Now Mills. Fires from the wing. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. It's San Antonio up 10. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And a chance to hear from Tony Parker, who said he lives for the challenge of continuing to improve.
I always try to improve and get better, and Pop always challenged me. He came to me and he said, you know, good players, they can have a great season, but the great players, they have many great seasons. So he said, what you want to be?
And in Tony Parker's case, great is what he wanted to be and has been for a long time.
You know, that's great because that shows Pop and why he's one of the best in the game. You've got to be able to drive and motivate and also give the confidence. And that's what's happened with Tony Parker. Remember when he first came on the scene, it was not a cakewalk for him. He had his struggles, and now we're talking about a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. The players have been... Oh! Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying hard to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Spurs leading by 10. Miller outside. To the wing on the left. Lets it fly from 18. Another one falls for San Antonio.
And one thing that everybody loves about Coach Pop is his frankness. You get a taste of it in interviews, but he's as honest and straightforward with you as he is with anybody else.
Has to die. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, you've got Greg Popovich, and I think he puts this at times grumpy demeanor in a more of a spotlight. He's playing along, as we all know, with the sideline reporters. He knows, Greg, you know this firsthand, when to turn it on, when to turn it off. He can be as compassionate a person, Clark, that you and I have ever been around.
Yeah, he's competitive, but he understands that we're all human, and he treats people the right way all the time.
San Antonio making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. Spurs leading by 10. Aldridge is straight. And it's Miller penetrating. Kicks it to Martin. He's working for Leonard and finds him. Another miss by Leonard. Utah shooting about 33%. Not happy with the play on that end. Out to the wing. Here's Hood. From outside, off the mark. San Antonio's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Outside Leonard. They get it back. Aldridge does not find the target. That makes him 3 for 5. Utah trails by 10. Knock the pass to the monster. Now the pass to Silk. The 3. That drops. Silk's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Utah.
Such a height mismatch out on the perimeter, and they give up the triple.
Miller outside. Aldridge is free. 6 on the shot clock. Miller gets to Aldridge. Here's Leonard, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Long time in San Antonio, it's been about the big 3, rightfully so with all their wins, and Kawhi Leonard seems to be their future.
And Kawhi and the big 3 recognize that and are trying to ease the transition period. And if you know the Spurs, they'll make a smooth transition off the court.
Absolutely. A free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
And guys, for Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs, Coach Popovich already sees him as the next guy. He told Leonard not to think of the big 3, but to think of himself as the big 1.
Tony Parker's checked in for the Spurs. And he can't hit the second.
And guys, with what Popovich said about Leonard, small things like that can be the catalyst to get a player to reach greatness. Sooner or later, this will be Kawhi's team.
Here's the monster. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
And now Utah, fast break. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control, even though he's going at breakneck speed. He still maintains his body control.
And Parker, here we go. Here's Aldridge. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got 4 rebounds in this game. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Here's the monster, covered by Martin. Here's the monster, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one on Martin.
What a night so far for the monster. He's got 10 points and 1 rejection in this game, too.
And was it a good one? Really, one of their highlights of the game defensively.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Utah.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And that's what's created a rhythm for them offensively. That's also why you see them knocking down that mid-range jump shot.
West is checked in for Duncan. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Here in the second quarter, they've made all of their shots from the foul line. And that's a must-do when you're down.
Here's Leonard. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Leonard's got his second bucket tonight. And here's Utah. They're on a 13-5 run here. Here's the monster. Passed it down. And stolen by Aldridge. And now running it up the court. Martin finishing it up the floor. Gobert with the block. Here's the monster. He's got 12. Gobert the pass to Doc. Back to Gobert. Here is Doc. Defended by West. 11 feet away. Pass to the monster. Shoots the 3. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9. 67% shooting.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first. And that was pretty good.
It's Parker with the drive. Rebounded by Hood.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
The monster passes to Doc. To the left wing. Goes in for the dunk.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark with the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Here's the monster. 15 points in the game. Gobert dishes to Hood. Gobert the screen. Utah needs to get off a shot here, and that one's good. And now a 3-point Utah lead.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Yeah, and, you know, the game of basketball, as you well know, Greg, and guys, is a game of runs. So their offense is starting to move in a positive direction now. Nice upswing here.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And he clearly doesn't like what's going on out there right now.
Would you? I mean, how could he like what's happening? Really had to take a time out there and try to figure out a way to derail their momentum.
And Utah making a change here. George is checked in. Anderson, he's checked in for San Antonio. Mills comes in for Kevin Martin. Parker kicks it to West. And here's Mills. He's got 8. Picked by West. Feeds it to Anderson. West outside. To halt the run. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from George. Utah leading by 3. Here's the monster. He's got 17. To the paint. And Gobert kicks to George. And a little up that time, but it drops.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
That bucket in no time at all. And that's 10 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
Gobert with a screen on Parker. Here's the monster. Excellent D there from Parker. San Antonio's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the three ball here. West outside. Parker outside. High arcing shot. West passes to Anderson. But they'll get another chance. West dishes to Anderson. To the middle. Tries again. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Aldridge has got it all tied up now for the Spurs. Utah's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Here's the monster, covered by Parker. Pass to Gobert. Here is Doc from past the arc. They get it back. George somehow misses the one-handed punch. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Mills. And no good. And a chance to take the lead. For Utah, they've gone 8 of 13 in the second quarter. Well above the 50% mark from the field.
And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out. Unfortunately, I don't have it. And Tony Parker, at least some of his success can be attributed to playing with talented bigs. I mean, in his rookie season, he plays with both the Admiral and Tim Duncan. He kept that partnership going with Duncan for several more championships. So, while talented, he's also been very fortunate.
Well, talking about Parker and the bigs, Tony benefited from their presence, Clark, but they also benefited from his play.
Really, early in their careers, the only way to defend Parker and Duncan was to pack the lane. And once Tony developed a consistent jump shot, the only way to defend them was to hope and pray.
Right.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
Here's Lyles. He's guarded by Diop. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but he showed us board hands, too.
And the Spurs making a change here. Miller's checked in. San Antonio leading. Diop, the screen. Now, here is Miller. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Bonner, no good.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
No one covered. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Miller with the ball. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Miller's got his first basket of the night. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Utah calls timeout.
And Andre Miller, what a virtuoso floor general he has been. By far the career leader in assists among active players. Over 1,000 more assists than the next guy on the list, which is Chris Paul.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Team Dancers.
Utah has gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. In back to Miller last year, he was 16th in the league, which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, a couple of things happened. I thought he slowed down a little and he was playing behind John Wall. That led to the fewest minutes per game of his career, and the rest of his stats kind of followed suit.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throws good. Lyle. Clark Lyles, one of the many great players to come out of Kentucky and be eligible for this draft. He didn't wow as much as his teammates. I'm telling you what, he can play.
He's got a lot of game. He's actually one of my sleepers, Kevin, because he can do everything well. He can handle it. He goes both ways. He can shoot it. He defends. Really good IQ. I like this guy as being a surprise producer as an NBA player.
And guys, with Lyles playing out of position can be a blessing and a curse. I mean, he didn't get to play in his comfort zone and put up big numbers, but his skill set grew from the minutes he had to spend outside of that comfort zone.
Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
And we still aren't halfway through this contest yet.
Yeah, and that number should easily top double figures before it's over.
San Antonio's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight.
Tell you what I like about Lyles is that he has a bit of an old man game about him. He's an old head, plays within himself, good at every small intangible thing on the court, just has a real nice feel for how to play.
And Bonner pulls it down.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
.119 left here in the second. He dishes it to Diaw. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
The pass to Lyles. Here's the monster. He's guarded by Diaw. At the top of the key, Hayward. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
He's given them little to nothing at the offensive end. I can't put it any other way.
Miller gets to Ginobili. Diaw with a wide open look. Off target from outside. Utah trails by 5. Here's the monster. 17 points in the game. Mack the pass to the monster. Passes it to Lyles. Just 5 on the clock. For 3, Hayward. That's good. Hayward's got 5 more. Here's Ginobili. An 11-point game for him in the win against Toronto. Down low. Here's Bonner. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
An 89% free throw shooter puts him right there among the league's best from the line.
Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
Here's Mack. Here's the monster. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. In a pretty tightly contested game. Here as we end the first half. Spurs lead by 5. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Tony Parker. And Tony, a lot of tough play out there in that first half. How would you describe this game so far?
A lot of intensity, very physical. We're playing pretty well, but I'm not very happy the way we finished the first half. We had a good lead, and they came back on us, so in the second half, we have to do it again.
Tony, thank you so much. Kevin, a guy who's never satisfied.
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. We saw LaMarcus Aldridge lighting it up in the first half. He had 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 steal. It had to be a nice relief for him after being out with the injury to jumpstart his return like he's doing tonight. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
I love the way they took care of the basketball. They displayed good patience, strong decision-making, sharp passing, all of it. This is why coaches say, make the right play, not the spectacular play. Well, unless the spectacular play is the right play, that's fine. But don't give away possession. That's the moral of the story.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
Their three-point shooting in the first half was atrocious. Ugh, ugly, awful, nasty. It's not that they're just missing shots. It's like they just keep taking the shots. Hold on, Ernie. Hey, you! Whatever your number is, stop shooting the three. See, Ernie, that's all the coach got to do. Tell them stop shooting the three. Pass, cut, work together, do something.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We will see you later.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. What a game we're seeing from the Monster.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Hayward out there with Silk, and there's Doc, and there's the Monster. And it's Gobert in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder. Here's the Monster, covered by Martin. The Monster passes to Silk.
First foul ball. 10 That's his second personal foul.
For Utah, they have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9.
Taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him. So he gets them both.
Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
Parker outside. Dishes it to Duncan. Low block shot on the way. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Duncan's got his second bucket of the night. Pass to Doc. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. The Monster passes to Doc. Here's the Monster, covered by Parker, and he gets it to go. And that's now 19 points for the Monster.
It's starting to look like a repeat of last night, guys. He's battling really hard out there.
Aldridge dishes to Parker. Spurs working the ball around now. Outside Leonard. Lock at 6. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Leonard. 14 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Here's the monster, covered by Parker. The monster passes to Silk. And the rejection by Leonard. Takes the 3, and he gets it to go. And now an 8-point Spurs lead.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks. They've made 3 out of 4 of them.
The dish to Hayward. Goes up with a stripe. And it comes off the front of the rim.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try to lead it.
Here's Leonard. Again, Leonard missing.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
The monster passes to Hayward. Here's the monster, covered by Parker. From about 19 feet, that is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from Silk.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
And Parker, here we go. Leonard with no one around, and it's Leonard again missing. Kawhi Leonard with another great season last year, earned his first Defensive Player of the Year award with his outstanding play.
And for Leonard, he became the first perimeter player to win one since 2004. That just shows you how incredible his defense was at times.
Screen by Duncan. Parker kicks to Duncan. He feeds it to Leonard. Duncan with the screen for Leonard. San Antonio again missing. Utah trails by 6. Gobert with the screen. Here's the monster. He's got 19. And there's the pass to Doc. Here's Silk. Tries it from 9. One shot is good that time. Now just a 4-point San Antonio lead. The Spurs have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Screen by Duncan. It's Parker with the drive. Duncan gets to Leonard. Martin wide open. He fires. Rebound Utah. Silk's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Passes it to the monster. And Utah again with the bucket. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Parker dishes to Aldridge. They need this one. They grab their own miss. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. 6 points for Tim Duncan.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
Utah calls timeout.
I tell you what, at this point in his career, it is safe to say, actually has been for a while, that Duncan might be one of the best power forwards ever. He is, clearly. 5 rings, 50-win seasons, his whole career. The complete package on the box.
Woods checked in for Utah. San Antonio also making some changes. West comes in for Duncan, and it's Kyle Anderson in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Here is Doc. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. And Duncan, who briefly contemplated retiring after last season, showed in the playoffs, Greg, he is still very much at the top of his game.
Listen, Tim Duncan, for me, is the greatest power forward to ever play the game. Although Pop will tell you he's actually a center of the power forward's body. Hey, what a great matchup. Yeah, how great was he, I should say, in the matchup against the Clippers last season. And throughout his career, he has been more consistent than a clock. I mean, it doesn't matter the year or who he's up against. This guy just finds a way to leave his mark on the game.
Stolen by Anderson. And stolen by Hayward. Leonard with the steal. Outside Martin. It's stolen by Gobert. Hood, the pass to Silk. He kicks it to Hood. Shot clock at 5. And that one comes up a bit short. San Antonio leading by 6. Here's Martin. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Back the pass to Gobert. For 3, Hayward. And he kicks the bucket. Hayward's got 8 points.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a play.
And Leonard gets it to go. For Utah, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Here's Silk. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. This shooting has been off the charts.
Outside, Martin. Gobert with the block. And so the ball on the line. Gobert touched it last. George is checked in for Utah. Shelvin Mack comes in for Doc. San Antonio also making some changes. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Martin. And Andre Miller has subbed in for Parker. Five to shoot. Ginobili outside. From deep. Hayward grabs the board. Hayward's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Anderson against Hayward. They set the pick. Manu Ginobili on the wing. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Miller outside. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Utah trails by 3. Hood, the pass to Silk. Here's Mack. He's covered by Anderson. And Mack kicks to Hayward. Can't get it to go. Good D by Miller.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
It's a big height pass and goes in. And 12 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And that's what you want to see. Good, fundamental, sound basketball with the bounce pass.
West with the steal. Miller outside. West up on top. Goes up on the high post. That's in, coming off an assist from Miller. Miller's got his 4th assist with that. Last one here tonight. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Spurs.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long. Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And Leonard gets it to go. Utah trails by 7. Mack, the pass to Silk. There's the double team with Ginobili. George dishes to Mack. Oh, and here comes Anderson all alone. At the elbow, it's Ginobili. West kicks to Ginobili. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for it.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
Outside, George. Off the screen. Offensive rebound. Silk. West with the block. Anderson outside. Miller, the pass to Leonard. Back to Miller. Takes it out to Leonard from outside the arc. Rebound, Utah.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Three-pointer, Hayward hits the bucket good. Hayward's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Utah. Spurs leading by 4. San Antonio calls timeout.
And guys, as many rookies do, Rodney Hood hit some major bumps in the road last season. I mean, he came in with the reputation of having an NBA-ready jumper. He had only hit 41% of his shots. He had that foot injury that kept him out for a string of games. However, it really all came together for him in April, the last month of the season.
And getting back to Hood, over the last 7 outings of the season, he put up 20-plus points a game. He also, Clark, raised his shooting percentage to 45% from the field, 91% from the free throw line. Pretty impressive number.
Well, he was drafted to be a scorer, Kevin, and you're right, very impressive. If he can do that consistently, that'll be nice value for the 23rd pick.
Lyles checked in for Silk. San Antonio also making some changes. Bonner, he's checked in for West. Diaw comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Mills in for Kyle Anderson. Out to the wing. Now here's Mills. Tight defense on him. Back to Miller. 6 to shoot. Tries it from the top of the key. Shot misses. And it's Utah the other way. Mack, the pass to Lyles. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. San Antonio leading by 4. Ginobili right side. Miller gets to Diaw. Bonner for 3. It's good. The assist that time from Diaw. Bonner's got 11 points.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Mack dishes to George. San Antonio with the rebound. Bonner's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Ginobili outside. Takes a 3. The Spurs rebound. And Diaw kicks to Bonner. Ginobili outside. There's a screen. The feed to Bonner. Diaw with the screen on Hayward. Ginobili the pass to Bonner. Drills the three-pointer. 14 points for him.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's the Spurs leading by 10. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. We've got Duncan. Tony Parker is out there with Mills. Then there's Martin. And it's Aldridge in at the 4 spot. Here's the monster covered by Parker. 5 to shoot. To the middle. It's tipped. And the foul on the monster. That's foul number 2 for him. San Antonio leading by 10. Kicks it to Martin. Rebound, Utah. Miles got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to the Monster. Gobert in the corner. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there.
Spurs foul. At the line, Rudy Gobert. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
A free throw drops for Gobert. Silks checked in for Hood. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Patty Mills. And Gobert drops them both.
Boy, perfect half at the free throw line for him. That'll help their comeback effort for real.
And Clark, those free throws need to continue if they're going to get back in this game.
Duncan, a screen. Outside, Martin. Another shot. They swipe it. And stolen by Aldridge. Right side, Martin. Feeds it to Parker. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the 4th quarter. Here's Doc. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
And that one misses. Spurs leading by 6. Leonard, a good look. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. 16 points for Leonard. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
Yeah, it sure has been the case. I mean, turnovers are like missing breakfast. Eventually, it's going to cost you.
Well, I've always thought that it was good to maybe miss a breakfast or 2, but that's another story. Anyhow, you can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
That one wide left. Utah shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Got the pass to the Monster. Over to the left wing. And the 3 off target. Spurs have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter. In the corner, it's Aldridge. Shot, no good. And it's Utah the other way. For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Here's the Monster. On a strong finish with 2 hands.
Sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunks, the shot and the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, great. It certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Yeah, that could be an instant momentum shift. That certainly was a rim wrecker. He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Utah trails by 8. Pass to Wiles. He dishes it to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. 6 on the shot clock. Here's the Monster. Moves back up. Gobert. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
San Antonio foul. 10. That's his 3rd personal.
A free throw drops for Gobert. And Utah making a change here. Hayward's checked in.
2 shots.
And Gobert drops them both. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th. Got a piece of it. And here comes the break. Here's the Monster. Oh! And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And mean, guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And, guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Utah trails by 6. Here is Doc. The pass to Sid. Score the basket is 8 for 13 from the floor.
I mean, you never expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
And Parker, here we go. And that one's good. And the Spurs lead by 6.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds a spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending.
Martin with the bucket.
Despite his ineffectiveness, the team has found other scoring options, which you have to have when one of your main guys is struggling.
The monster passes to Sid. Off target from outside.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
Parker dishes the lane. High post try. They get the rebound. It's tipped. Here's the monster. Passes to Doc. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to the monster. No one near him. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Spurs leading by 8. Now Parker lets it go from deep. Another miss by Parker.
Well, they're fortunate. The defense is taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Dishes it to Hayward. 14 feet away, and he sinks that one in the back of the rim on the way in.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Parker outside. Martin kicks to Duncan. From the high post, he drills it. Utah trails by 8. Park some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Here's the monster, covered by Parker. Good D by Parker.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And Kevin Martin, the bucket on the assist from Leonard. Leonard's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
Here's the monster, covered by Parker. Hayward from outside. Hayward missing again. San Antonio leading by 10. Martin, the pass to Leonard. And here is Aldridge. Back to Leonard. Duncan with the screen for Leonard. Shot off the pick. Not a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Bono Ginobili, he's checked in for Martin. Just 5 to shoot. From the inbound. Second chance effort. And Duncan with the layup. Duncan's got the lead up to 12 now for San Antonio.
One of the big stories is second chance point. They've just been terrific here in the second half in that area.
Gobert with a screen on Parker. Duncan with the block. They recover it. Here is Doc. There's the pass to the monster. Goes back up. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And guys, more and more, we're seeing the league try to protect the health of the players. I mean, you see the evidence on the court. Over the last 5 years, the league has cut down the number of cameramen along the baselines in half, giving these great athletes a little more runway to land safely.
And speaking of more space for the players, there's even been talk of widening the court. What do you think of that, Clark?
Players have gotten bigger and more athletic, so I wouldn't be opposed to maybe widening the lane a bit. I know the owners with those front row seats raking in that cash might not want to expand the court.
Spurs leading by 10. Now here's Parker. Duncan, a screen. Duncan with the screen for Parker. Ginobili outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Can't get it to go. Utah has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Passes it to Silk. Here's the monster. He's covered by Ginobili. Gobert the screen. And stolen by Aldridge. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Here's Silk. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Silk's got it back down to single digits for Utah. Spurs shooting 43% for the game. Parker with it. The dish to Ginobili. Screen by Duncan. Ginobili kicks to Parker. Shot clock at 6. Fires, high post. Rebound, Utah.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
They set the pick. The monster passes to Silk. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Silk's got 14 points now in the second half. Spurs leading by 6. It's Parker with the drive. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there. And a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen. Looking at the game Parker's been having, 15 points, and what a game he's had passing the ball, too.
I love the fact that he plays for his teammates, really spreading the ball around, getting everyone involved.
Utah calls timeout.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Guys, I was able to listen in on what Quinn Snyder was going over with his team. He told us, guys, I know we can do this, fellas. Let's maximize every possession and get after it and just watch. Things will go our way.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris.
To cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that. They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Gobert can't hit. San Antonio leading by 11. Ginobili on the way. Parker's shot is off. Utah has gone ice cold from three-point land, 0-4 since the start of the final quarter. Hayward outside, all sorts of time, and right on target with the switch.
That's their third straight make-off and assist.
Great ball movement.
San Antonio calls timeout. They lead by 9. 1:29 left in the fourth. .29 left in the fourth quarter. Ginobili can't hit. Utah trails by 9. Here's Doc. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
First foul. Kawhi Leonard. That's his first offensive foul. At the line. Doc.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he ends up making the second, and that brings them within 8.
Boy, he'd sure like to have that miss back. Hard to chip away at a lead when you're leaving freebies at the line.
And Parker, here we go. And he gets it to go.
You got to like how they're getting the ball inside this game. They didn't have as much success earlier in the game. Now they're showing real determination in taking it inside to score.
Utah shooting at 42% in this final quarter. The monster passes to Silk. It's hauled in by Ginobili. San Antonio leading by 11.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Spurs.
You know, Clark, when you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
So you said it all there, Kevin. They were lethal from behind the arc.
And for the year now, they'll ramp up their win total to an even 40.
That's breathing a huge sigh of relief, guys. They're on their way to a win here, avoiding losing all 4 games of the season series.
It would have been a tough pill to swallow if they hadn't pulled it out.
And so many key players that you can point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Leonard. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
The jump shot from the baseline is right on target.
And really no better feeling than to go on the road and play this well and get the win.
Yeah, it's always a good win when you play the kind of game they have played tonight. I mean, especially, though, when you get it done on the road. That's a special, special feeling there.
It's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Marcus, a fine performance for you individually, and it certainly seemed like this team was working well together. What was the key to that?
We played defense. I thought in the second half, our defense, closed out better. I thought, I played well up there too. So, that's what we worked tonight.
LaMarcus, great job. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And Ernie Johnson is still in the building, folks, for the postgame show. Coming up next,
the 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kawhi Leonard. He found his rhythm in the second half, and there was no stopping him then. He was locked and loaded.
There's no question about it. As far as small forwards go, Kawhi Leonard is right up there with the best of them. You know, if you leave him open, he's going to knock it down every look he gets. But what makes him elite is his stifling brand of D.
You could just see the intensity and focus from him, right, Kenny? I mean, he wasn't fazed by the crowd. Usually that's the case with him, but not tonight. He came in determined to make the little plays, make some big ones, and keep the momentum going.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.